What's up guys, Dominique Danielle here, and there's a fly. And I'm back with another story time. I gotta tell you about the time that I almost beat up an old woman.
Tell 'em, I go crazy.
Yo, okay, first of all, do not judge me, okay? I'm gonna need y'all not to judge me because I don't start anything. I don't start trouble. I just finish it, okay? So wait, before y'all go in on me, oh my God, how she gonna be fighting an old woman and all this other stuff? Just chill. Let me tell you what happened, okay? I'm getting off of work. At this time, I work in radio, and in the building, I park in the parking garage. So I get off early in the morning, 10 a.m. I get in my car and I'm going on down. Now, mind you, after work, I had someplace to go. Matter of fact, it was actually, I had to go get brakes for my car. So I am putting in the address to the place. Now, I'm already coming out of the parking garage, but I come out to the head or the ending of the parking garage where you getting ready to turn off and start driving on the road. But I didn't want to pull off on the road and didn't have the address up and ready to go. So as I'm pulling out, the signal is bad for the GPS to pull up the address. So I'm easing out, watching to see when it gets connection, but I'm paying, you know, I'm looking, but I'm trying to make sure that I can ease out enough for it to get connection. So then once it connects, it'll tell me where to go from where I am. Now, some woman, an older lady, she had to be about like 50 something. She's probably older than that. I don't know. She's coming into the parking garage. As she's pulling into the parking garage, she sees that I am literally watching, but trying to make sure I get signal from my phone. And as she's pulling in, she yells out her window, "You need to get off your phone!" I'm like, I know this bitch did not. And for some reason, that day, I had time. Like, I had time. I made time. So what I did was, as I was pulling out, I said, since she thinks she knows so much, because she was speeding. And so she gets mad at me because she's speeding to turn into the parking garage because apparently she's running behind. But she's speeding, not me. I'm in the right lane, I'm paying attention, and I'm trying to make sure I get a signal to know where I'm going. This heifer speeding, zooms around the corner, and then gets mad when she sees me easing out of the parking garage. I thought to myself, today is not the day. See, I have times where I'll ignore it. I'll ignore stuff. You know, I can ignore things and just keep it moving. But today or that day, I had time to be completely and utterly petty. I had time. What I did was, I turned around, made a U-turn in the parking garage, and I followed her to get to her parking spot so I could let her know, ma'am, since you have such road rage, thinking that I'm just on my phone to be on my phone, I have to make sure I have a signal to know where I'm going with my GPS. I wanted to make sure I had her look me in the face from having road rage like that, just to see, like, who are you once you step out your car? Are you big and bad? Are you really that bold when you step up out that car? Cause I'd sure like to know. So I decided to follow her. Followed her, she went all the way up. Oh, I followed right behind her. She turned around, went down, I followed right behind her. Then she picked a parking spot. She parks. Soon as she parks, I roll, I park right behind her. And it wasn't to where she couldn't get out, but it was right behind her to where if she wanted to get out, she would have to go diagonal. She wouldn't just be able to go straight. So I park and I pull on the side of her. I walk on the side of her car and she keeps her window up and she won't look at me while I'm standing there. So I made time. I just stood there. And I was just like, hi, knock. Hi. She rolls down her window. What do you want? I said, ma'am, I just wanted to let you know I didn't have a signal for my GPS on my phone for you to yell out of road rage, get off your phone. Then she started rolling her window back up. So I was like, oh, okay. You wanna do it? I can go there. So I just stood there. Cause I ain't got nothing but time. You in a hurry, not me. You in the hurry. She rolls down her window again. Why are you still standing there? Ma'am, I thought it was important that you know, since you do have a real bad sense of road rage, that when you yell for someone to get off their phone, I needed you to understand that I was not driving and I had to pull out enough to get a signal so that I could use my GPS because I have somewhere to go. Well, if you have somewhere to go, why are you still here? Well, I just wanted to make sure I address that rudeness that you have for some strange reason. So I'm just trying to make sure I be. So she rolls her window up again. I'm like, oh, okay. We're not going anywhere. I'm here. I ain't going nowhere. So I just stood there. So finally, she steps out of her car. When she steps out of the car, she's gonna say, you need to get out of here, go! And push me. This bitch pushed me. No, let me explain something to you. First of all, she was older. She was a very older woman. And she pushes me while I am being very respectful. But I wanted her to understand, like, you don't need your road rage when you're coming to work, ma'am. Sometimes people aren't as nice as me when you're just as rude as you are. Like, I was being very respectful too. I was being very respectful. Petty, but respectful. You get me? So when she pushed me, it didn't, like, the funny part about it was, I didn't even move. Like, she pushed me and I was like, ma'am, what are you doing? What is happening? Like, did you just push me? You need to get out of here. You're trying to start problems. I said, ma'am, you have anger issues with your driving. You were speeding around into a parking garage and you get mad at me because I'm slowly pulling out? What's happening here? And then you push me? I said, ma'am, look, don't put your hands on me, because one thing is for sure. That is not the type of problem you want with me. I am being as respectful as can be given this situation. I'm letting you know that with that road rage and with how rude you are coming into your job, that's not very smart. Everybody's not gonna be as pleasant as I am being right now. Oh, you think you're being pleasant? You're not being pleasant. You're being condescending and you're doing... Ma'am, you were wrong. Whatever, I'm not gonna... You were wrong. I wanted to make sure you knew you were wrong. Then you put your hands on me. You have a great day, ma'am. So I walk away. I pull in, I park, I go to the front desk manager. Yep, I made time today. I went to the front desk manager and I tell him, yo, this woman was rushing to come into the parking garage. She's speeding to get in and gets mad at me when I am literally trying to find a signal for my GPS to get me to my destination, and screams out her car door or window, get off your effing phone, or get off your phone, whatever she said, but she said a cuss word too. He says, well, who is she? So as we're talking, she goes to walk in. I said, oh, here she is right here. Ma'am? So she comes up. He was like, Miss Dominique is telling me that, you know, you were being pretty rude coming into the parking garage. Well, she was on her phone. I said, ma'am, I was trying to get a signal for my GPS so I would get to my next destination before I pull out on the road and don't know where I'm going, so I'll know which direction to go. She says, well, you don't need to be on your phone at any time. I said, that's funny. I said, because you were speeding. If you just would have slowed down, you wouldn't have had a problem with how slow I was actually going. I hadn't even pulled out of the parking garage yet. And I'm on the right side of the street, or the right side of the parking garage. So who's really wrong here? You're mad because you're going really fast and I seem to scare you when you're coming to pull in too fast? Slow down. Then he says, well, you know, you should slow down coming into the parking garage. She was like, well, she shouldn't be on her phone. I said, well, it's funny because even if I wasn't supposed to be on my phone, which I don't know how I'm going to get to where I'm going if I'm not trying to get my GPS to get me the directions, you put your hands on me. And she says, I did it. I didn't put my hands. I said, ma'am, so you're going to sit here and say you didn't push me? Well, you know, I was trying to get in and I didn't know that you were there. Okay, but I was still on the right side of the street. He says, well, all right, let's just, you know, try to slow it down and please try not to have any road rage coming into the building knowing that you're speeding, ma'am. That's not necessarily right. She was like, okay. He's like, can I get you two to apologize? Or can I get you two to, you know, come to an agreement and apologize? She said, no, I'm not gonna apologize. I said, that's fine. I never seen that woman again after that. Hopefully she got fired for being late because I was gonna make sure she was extremely late. Yep, I had time that day. And guess what? She better be glad I ain't beat her ass. But you know what? I'm gonna say it like this here. Cause I can be real ignorant, but I was like, nah. Cause then they'll make me into the monster. You get me? Like, nobody pays attention to the stuff that person that does wrong. They just start playing victim once you defend yourself. So I was like, nah, I'm gonna make time for this today. I made sure she was extremely late for rushing and for being rude. She could have just pulled into the parking garage without saying one word to anybody and gone along with her day. But nope, now she was an extra 30 to 45 minutes late. You're welcome. That is basically the story on how I almost beat up an old woman. I almost beat her up. And she was older too. But when she hit me, when she pushed me, it was such a small, like little push. Like it was it wasn't small for her. It seemed like she really was trying to like really get me out of there. Like but when it didn't move me, I could tell it scared her. Like I could tell she was like, oh, this bitch is solid. Let me not put my hands on her again. I was like, ma'am, what are you doing? I thought to myself, hit her in her face. But I was like, no, she's an old white woman. I'm definitely gonna go to jail. I just wanted to make sure I let her know how petty people can be when you are being rude and obnoxious because you're in a hurry and you got whatever you got going on. So then you wanna automatically judge somebody by what you think they doing or what you got going. No, I was gonna make time to be extra petty, and I did. I don't regret that. I'm glad I did that. I also felt like I should have kind of gave her a little nudge back just so she could really be scared. But I was like, nah, I'm gonna be respectful. I didn't cuss her. I didn't call her out her name. I didn't do none of that. I stayed very calm. And I have a terrible temper when somebody's like rude like that and bad like that. I felt like I passed that test. I felt like it was a test and I passed it. But I had to make sure I made time to be petty though. Anyway, hopefully you guys like this story. Of course, I got some more stuff. I got more stories on top of stories on top of stories. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe because Down Mafia is finna be crazy. Let's get this YouTube thing popping. All right, until next time.